Today we're just going to try something a little different, trying to answer a lot of people's questions about routine, how I got into the sport, just a lot about the lifestyle, and just have a different style to the video. Since I've come out of college, I've always tried to stick with kind of a 9:30, 5:30. So generally twice a day, I try to stick at that for the most part. At least out the door. When I'm by myself, it can be a bit more relaxed. Push it closer to 10 if I want a bit of a slower morning. Generally the evenings, I'm generally always out around 5:30. Probably the big turning point was probably when I was in transition year in school. I kind of discovered the American scholarship route and knew that was something I really wanted to do. Try get out to the US on scholarship, and that was probably the turning point in the mind that forced me to kind of start training a bit more, start taking it a bit more seriously, and pretty much went from there. Yeah, I'd say Anthony Moynihan was a huge influence for me in the early days. He was probably the one that really kind of shifted the mindset for me and got things going. He always knew how to work with us and have the right tone. The lifestyle, you could say, that, you know, this is my job here now. I'm out on the track on a lovely sunny day and get to kind of enjoy being in the outdoors, and you're getting ready to train, and that's your main focus of the day. You want to do other things, or say especially with friends or Nicole or someone, they want to do something or plan something. You can never actually really plan or do things because you never know what's going to come up. That can be a bit tiring, and just the constant thinking of it all the time is tough, yeah. Just tweaks and trainings, bits and pieces, you know. Obviously when you know now I was going to get injured, there's obviously a lot of things I probably could have worked on before I got injured. So there's a lot of stuff, look, you just learn, and a lot of times where I probably thought I was tired and just called it a season. Many times where when I was in college where it could have just been the difference of just going back to basic aerobic work and racing again. And sometimes you always question different paths, you know. Where would you ended up if you had one or two changes, but you know, you never know really. So it's always form, isn't it? Like, especially obviously we'll go on about it forever, but it's I feel like I'm traumatized from the hamstring, you know. So a lot of stuff of just trying to get proper ground contact, the body working properly, getting the feet underneath the body, just the form really. So today's world, everyone's on their lactate meters, and that's been very educational for a lot of people. Shoes, obviously the shoe game has completely changed compared to what people were running in before. In the past, you'd need a bit more recovery, or the body would be a bit more beat up. It's not going to last forever, so enjoy it, and just enjoy the experience of racing and being in the shape of your life sometimes as well. You just have to appreciate some of those sessions that you could do. Probably running into the latter years of my career now, so it's just trying to enjoy those before it all finishes up. No, not generally a music person before races, you know. Some people like it, some things. I know some people have trained the mind to have a certain song to get a certain adrenaline going and get themselves in it. So some people have that in their playlists. I just find it more interferes with my mind. So yeah, just probably makes it a bit more emotional than what it needs to be. The nerves can be going. Sometimes you're worried if the nerves aren't there. Stay focused and stay relaxed, but also keeping, say, controlled aggression before you get into these races as well. So that question could be asked in many different ways. What's the most enjoyable one you've had, and then probably your biggest one. So hopefully that one hasn't been achieved yet. So definitely worth getting a decent pair of shoes and knowing how to rotate shoes as well. Generally most of us runners would would change their shoes every, say, 600k. I would say to them as well, get a good gym program, get the body strong. Instead of going out and trying to run longer distances all the time, they're better off breaking it up over the week. You'd nearly rather get out 6 days a week and for them to be 20 to 30 minutes versus going out 2 or 3 times a week and being over an hour. Yeah, no major standouts in my career. I think I was just always focused on what we were doing ourselves, and I participated a lot in the sport, you could say, but I never really watched a lot of the sport. So I was never kind of watching all the big races or anything. So just was more involved, you could say in the moment in the sport. So you want to win races on the circuit. That's the big thing for me this year. Like last year, it was great to be back on the track and competing again. I want to win races and get more competitive, and the fitness is there to be able to do that. Every one of them were 6:17, so like I was having to run these at 6:40s and stuff before I left, so, and the heart rate was around 161 max on those, so just checking at the end there, so yeah, pretty good.
What's the spacing of the wickets?
Generally I would start with 4 feet, so I'd do like 3 of those, then move it to 5 feet, what it is now. Run through those and just try to accelerate off the back. I think some people will be better off skipping a couple of runs and focusing more on this type of work, because in the long term it's going to benefit them and probably save them physio fees and all that in the long run. So